The feed-through of the high level of global inflation to domestic prices has resulted in an increase in the Consumer Price Index of 5.5% in the June quarter of 2022. This has affected many businesses and individuals by the increasing cost of business and increased cost of living at the end of the June quarter, and it remains so until now and will continue till the end of the year. The central bank is forecasting 6.0% inflation for the year 2022. Bpng had forecast inflationary pressures rising in the second quarter and used its monetary policy instruments to address inflation. The Bank of PNG forecast annual headline inflation to remain elevated in 2022 and to ease over the medium term. The high inflation has also increased costs for businesses and reduced households' purchasing power, thereby affecting people's livelihood. In response to high inflation, the central bank has tightened the stance of monetary policy in July 2022 by increasing the Kina facility rate in 0.25% in July 2022 to 3.25%. The Kina facility rate increase by Bpng had the intended effect of increasing interest rates, which financial institutions would pass on to borrowers, thereby limiting consumption, which ultimately slows down inflation. Deposit rates would also increase, which rewards savers who exercise spending constraints with higher interest paid on their deposits. Bsp increased its interest rates effective September 2022 to align to Bpng's monetary policy stance and the Kina facility rate increase. To support its stance, Bpng has progressively increased the cash reserve requirement to 9.0% in September and issued additional central bank bills. Bsp has come out in support of this move. On the part of the government, 611 million Kina was provided to fund the temporary relief measures to help cushion the impact of high prices. Bsp Group CEO Robin Fleming said it is Bsp's view that price stability is a major concern, especially with the persistent inflation seen globally and PNG's reliance on imports. Fleming said, and I quote, "Prudent monetary intervention is needed to contain inflation at acceptable levels given PNG's pipeline of resource projects expected in the medium term, which will substantially boost economic activity." End quote. Furthermore, Mr. Fleming said Bsp supports Bpng correctly, calling on the government to sue windfall revenues associated with higher energy prices to retire government debt as an expansionary fiscal policy, which can be in conflict with the tightening monetary policy stance. Rocky Iso, National EMTV News.